Hello all, James here. Now, on my video a couple of days ago that I posted, it was discussing John Cena aligning with The Rock and turning heel on Cody Rhodes at WWE Elimination Chamber this past weekend. Did rather well. It got like nearly 90,000 views, 90,000 people tuned in to watch it, and all of those who did, I thank you very much. But it also seems that quite a lot of you also enjoyed my, quite frankly, rather tame burial of Travis Scott, who was also present during the segment for reasons only WWE seemed to understand. Now, the segment was the John Cena heel turn, which was quite easily one of the best heel turns in wrestling history. I mean, you can argue whether it's on the level of Larry Zbyszko turning on Bruno Sammartino or Steve Austin turning on The Rock, in fact, and aligning with Vince McMahon, or, Hulk Hogan joining the NWO. But it was at least inarguable that it was one of the greatest heel turn segments in wrestling history, but with one massive flaw. For those of you unaware, American rapist and swaggering twat Travis Scott not only did his best to flap his arms around like an imbecile and do his best to detract from the groundbreaking segment, but there's actually a chance that Travis Scott's utter incompetence could have cost WWE and the WWE fans the WrestleMania main event. And yes, I'm being serious. Travis Scott legitimately injured Cody Rhodes. And you probably didn't even notice while watching live, unless you've seen it on Twitter or on the news or whatever, you probably didn't even notice what happened at all or when. But I'm going to explain and show you exactly how. So somebody, whether it was WWE or in the heat of the moment, maybe it was even Cody Rhodes who gave the green light, I don't know, gave this baggy jean piss rag who couldn't weigh more than 140 pounds soaking wet with piss probably, the green light to get physical, and get physical Travis Scott did. It started after John Cena had already dropped Cody Rhodes with the ball kick and the Rolex, if I can say it right, assisted punches. As Cena was hovering over Cody's legs, that's when sort of Travis Scott sort of just saunters in and then starts tugging on Cody's arm for an uncomfortably long time. In fact, for nearly 30 seconds, there's somewhere between that and the arm, and then Travis Scott goes from meekly yanking on Cody's appendage to then picking Cody up by the head, only for John Cena to gently put Cody's head back down again. And then it's obvious at this point, if you're really analysing it, Travis Scott clearly does not know what he's doing. But then what actually should have happened is that Travis should have been grabbing both of Cody Rhodes' arms, while, Superman style, like Cody was on the rack, while John Cena held onto Cody's legs. And this is because the next spot is The Rock whipping Cody's back with the weight belt that, said Cody's soul and the date of Dusty Rhodes' death. Apparently, this was too much to remember, because after 20 seconds of arm pulling and head caressing, Travis Scott hovered over Cody's head, and then he raises his boogie whip arm and then smacked Cody right in the side of the head. It didn't look like much from the official WWE feed, and as we watch it once more zoomed in, it doesn't look like anything, really, nothing too important. But here's another angle courtesy of a fan cam from the Roman Reigns SZN Twitter account. So as we can see here, it wasn't even a punch, it was a slap, which in many ways is even worse. Travis Scott open hand slapped a prone Cody Rhodes across his ear and across his face. And if nothing else, if this was a real fight, which it obviously wasn't, then at least Travis Scott has got good aim, as he managed to do maximum damage with one strike. So Cody Rhodes, and this is legitimate we believe, sustained a black eye and, far worse, a perforated eardrum. And then as a sort of, after this happened, after this slap, I don't know, whatever, I guess you would say, as Cody Rhodes lays writhing on the ring canvas like a worm in bleach, Travis Scott then wafts the blunt or the sage, or whatever the fuck he was lighting up during the entire segment, over Cody Rhodes' prone body, sort of a metaphor of spraying Cody's corpse and marking his territory like a incontinent tomcat. Or maybe that's just my interpretation anyway. But back to the injury. A perforated eardrum is no joke. The most important symptoms, which don't include various forms of discomfort or hearing loss or leaking pus from your head, which is genuinely one of the symptoms, is dizziness and a high temperature, both of which I'm sure you can appreciate can easily affect a professional wrestler's ability to perform. Now, Depending on the severity of the perforation, this can either heal up quickly, within a few weeks, I guess, or if it's more severe, might necessitate surgery, especially if it gets infected. Now, I'm relatively sure that Cody Rhodes will be cleared to wrestle John Cena at WrestleMania. Not 100%, but 99%, I'm sure, because wrestlers have in the past worked with busted eardrums, and although uncomfortable, it affects your balance and stuff, you can get through matches. But it might affect the match itself if it ends up being a severe perforation. But none of that actually sort of takes away or detracts from the fact that WWE let an untrained rapper put the WWE Champion's health in danger in a very real way, because said rapper has absolutely no idea of what they're doing. I mean, they didn't even have any idea of what he was doing when grabbing his arm and caressing his face. Now, in pro wrestling, newsflash, strikes are meant to be fake. What strikes are not supposed to be is thrown as hard as you can, even if it is a bony jabroni throwing the hands directly down into your teeth or nose or ear, especially when the receiver doesn't see exactly what's coming. A baby smacking you in the ear is really going to hurt. Now, is this on Travis Scott and his clear physical incompetence, or is this on WWE officials for allowing it to happen in the first place? They are, of course, desperately chasing clout, they being WWE, as most sports and entertainment entities are. But ever since WWE Raw went on Netflix, WWE seems to be going into overdrive with overlong interstitial segments focusing on and aggrandizing the celebrities in attendance. And on occasion, WWE are, playing pretty fast and loose with the term celebrity as well. But as I said on my previous video, the only reason Travis Scott was out there at all with The Rock was so WWE would have more of a shot of being picked up by, entertainment channels or entertainment outlets, as well as the usual ESPN nonsense. But it's purely for WWE's own narcissistic CEO backslapping. Well, we don't really know who this guy is, but look at the Google trends on him. Backslapping sort of self-validation, because unless it's somebody like a prime Mike Tyson or a prime Floyd Mayweather, prime Muhammad Ali, in fact, or more recently Logan Paul, stunt casting and celebrity hangers-on making WWE appearances for a hefty payday literally adds nothing at all to the visibility or acceptance of the WWE product by the mainstream. Now, WWE and basically every major wrestling promotion, whether it be AEW or TNA or WCW, have booked celebrities at the expense of wrestlers and cohesive segments for decades. AEW are also finding this out now, in fact, with TikTok star Big Boom AJ, who never did anything for AEW ratings, and now that the AEW fans, they seem to be rejecting them as well if the booing at the most recent AEW Collision taping is anything to go by. And also AEW had, this isn't an AEW video, I know, but it's just juxtaposing, but they also had Mike Tyson a few years ago, who they booked for a showdown with Chris Jericho, I think, if memory serves me right. And then that never happened anyway, so it was all a massive pile of money, a big waste of time, and then only for Mike Tyson later on his podcast, I guess, or with The Undertaker, was he, I think, maybe, to then say he didn't like AEW and he only took the money and that's the only reason he was there. But why Travis Scott is a worse booking than Big Boom AJ or an ungrateful late middle-aged Mike Tyson or most other celebrities, though, is that not only did Travis Scott absolutely detract from the segment he was booked to appear in by acting like a fucking moron without reason or explanation, but he's the first ever WWE celebrity booking that has actually put the WrestleMania main event in jeopardy, even if it's only a minute possibility. But that said, he did really hurt the WWE Champion, and who needs that? So if you like this video, please comment or subscribe and like and all that kind of thing. It's good for the channel and all its growing that it is doing, thanks to all of you lot, and I'll see you for the next one.